Today, I'm going to be sharing with you how I helped my client. She went from being a competitive athlete to being bedridden after getting toxic mercury poisoning. Then, on top of it, when she hit perimenopause, everything started to change. Hormone changes, chronic fatigue. She was losing muscle, started getting IBS, running to the bathroom. And on top of that, she was dealing with cystic acne, chronic joint pain, and no matter what she tried, she couldn't lose the weight. Today, she's going to be joining me, and we're going to be going through her complete healing story, all of her struggles, what we did to help her transform her body and get her health back. I'm Elizabeth with Elizabeth Ayler Fitness. I have my 4-year degree in kinesiology, CSCS. I'm a holistic nutrition consultant, GAPS practitioner, and I am officially a FDN practitioner where I can now run stool and hormone testing through my clients all around the world. And I've helped over 1,000 women build muscle, lose fat, and transform their body in a sustainable way, all while healing their body and getting their health back. Would you introduce a little bit about yourself, share a little bit about your health journey, where everything started?
It was about 15 years ago. I was a competitive distance runner, very athletic, had 3 young sons at the time. I was 40. I went to the dentist to get some work done on my teeth, didn't think much of it. And during the process, had several mercury fillings removed. They were putting new ones in. And in the removal process, I got really sick. I got poisoning. Of course, they didn't realize it at the time because a lot of dentists don't. But within a day, I knew something really was wrong with me. Like, it was scary wrong. So I basically went from a competitive athlete to couldn't do a push-up. I couldn't walk. I had trouble walking. I mean, it was unbelievable. So I was kind of alone on the journey because, believe it or not, they don't believe what you say. They just say, oh, you'll start to feel better. And I'm like, listen, I could run a 5-minute mile and now I can't even walk down the street. So, but again, regardless, you go through all these things and tests and you get a runaround is basically what happens. I finally found a naturopath after years. He told me this takes years to get the mercury out. That's really when my health journey started. And that was probably about 12, 13 years ago, where I had to really start to look into detoxing and parasite cleanses. And it was a whole journey. So fast forward, it took a long time to get to where I can run again. I've been lifting again. I've been feeling pretty good. And now I'm in my mid 50s, and I think I'm starting to go through the change. I must be. Mm-hmm. And I was starting to have other problems. So, I have a lot of knowledge, but I was really busy with my family. I tend not to eat because it's just easier. And I was still having some stomach problems. You get into a loop of things when you've had health problems, you know that. So you kind of get used to not eating because you think, oh, I don't want to get bloated, so I'll just not eat all day. And I was super active. Even when I called you, I mean, I can run 10 miles a day. I lift, I do all kinds of stuff. And I could do it on very little. I mean, it was remarkable. But I also knew I was kind of coming to the end of this. Like, I had to really start to give myself attention because as I was going through the change, I was starting to have really inconsistent energy, weird anxiety, couldn't sleep. I was starting to get bloated. I've normally been like a slim. I was starting to put weight on and I couldn't control it. Normally I said, oh, well, I'll just not eat for a couple days or just do what I normally do. But it really wasn't working. And I was caught in a loop where I could not sleep. I was anxious all day, which is not my normal personality. I was either on the extreme of anxiety and not sleeping, or like, it was really weird. I didn't feel like I had control over it. Normally I would think like, oh, I must be getting my period, or I must be in a weird phase, but this weird phase would just keep going. And I felt miserable. And thank God I didn't put up with it very long, because I do believe in the body's power to heal itself. I really do. It was just weird I'm getting older and I couldn't do the normal tricks, didn't work. And I probably shouldn't have done my tricks for as long as I did, let's be honest. So I was definitely burning the candle. It's been good fun. And I was really grateful to not be as sick as I was. So I was coming from debilitated. I had built myself back to being able to run, being part of my life, decent appetite, not super. And the busier I get, the less I think to eat. I just don't even think of it. So when I called you, I thought, I've got nothing to lose. Oh, you know what else? I was losing muscle mass, and I noticed like my arm was sagging. It looked horrible. That had never happened to me before. I've always had really good arms, and I thought, I look horrible. And my kids actually call me frail. I have older sons, and they're like, Mom, you look kind of frail. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is not where Mayday. I'm in my mid-50s. Like, this is not what I'm looking for. So I thought, I saw you. I've watched you before. I've known of you, and not really a big YouTube person, but I have seen you, and you're just inspiring, and your story is inspiring. So I was interested in your story, and I started watching other videos that you've done, and I thought, this girl knows what she's talking about, and your passion came through. You actually seemed like you cared. I think sometimes you have to go through your own pain for it to come forward and to know how to help people. And I trusted you. I really did, right away. So I thought, I'm calling her. And I tried to get in, I couldn't get in, and then I was able to DM you, and it all worked out. So I was so happy. Also, another thing was having skin problems. Yes. I made a quick list. I had cystic acne, which was also had been going on since I turned 50. I would get a welt, and it would take months. And it was really getting old. You don't think much of having like, oh, it's acne, but when you have a big pustule on your face and you're talking to people all day, that was also beating me down. Sometimes it would really deform my face. That's what it was. And I did not know what to do. I usually, as I said, I believe that your body can heal itself. So I'm not really one to go to a dermatologist, only because I know what they're going to do. I've been that road, and that road has not worked for me. God bless people if it works for you, but it has not worked for me. So I knew it was something going on inside of me. Along with my anxiety, I noticed that if I was anxious, I was having diarrhea. And then I would swing into not feeling well and being exhausted after a week of not sleeping and being anxious. And then I would be sluggish in my bowels, and then I'd be constipated. So I did know it was something to do with my gut and what was going on there. And I also knew you addressed that as a holistic practitioner. So calling you made a lot of sense. Plus, you look amazing. And who wouldn't want to look like that? Even though I'm older, I feel like I still can achieve. I still have high goals for myself.
And sexier with age, babe. You know it.
So I called you, and there we are. That's where I was.
So we had the toxic mercury poisoning. We were bedridden. We used to be an athlete. We got to a place where we couldn't even move again, let alone train. We started building our body back up, and then we hit perimenopause, and all of a sudden we started seeing those changes. Stubborn belly fat. We started getting chronically low energy, though, more than normal, to where we couldn't even function.
It was not good. Yeah. I couldn't think. My brain wasn't working.
Yeah. On top of that, you started having cystic acne. That wouldn't go away. Chronic gut issues. You were bloated. You were gassy. You didn't know what to eat. We were running to the bathroom. And on all of that, we were losing muscle and just losing the confidence with it because, come on, nothing's working. We're trying all the things.
Imagine losing your arm muscle.
I know. And with all of this going on, how are each of these things impacting your quality of life?
I'm really crafty. I call myself a life magician. So I'm pretty good at keeping the ship going. So I would keep everything going all day, and then I would be exhausted. I felt bad for my husband because we don't see each other. He have a busy life. And I was just feeling like, oh, I'm so tired. And I didn't want to do extra things. I just had my head down to get through life. And I didn't, again, thank God I had the good sense not to let that go on long, because I really love life. Like, it sucks to feel that way. It's just, and you should never feel that way. You should always be doing something to get yourself out of, if you're feeling like that, there's something wrong. So if you're not sleeping, well, of course you're going to be exhausted, right? So I knew I had to remedy this. So really, as soon as I started to talk to you and work with you, it was really very shortly after that I started to feel my energy return. It did not take long. I'm saying maybe even a week. Does that sound crazy?
No, because we bring it all together. You did everything.
Yeah. I was really surprised because I'm thinking back. I looked back through my notes. I think like a few days, I was like, I think I'm feeling better.
You were?
Yeah.
I'm going to see if I have the video, because the Zoom, I think I have the one in there where you were like so excited and you're like, my energy into the room. I'm going to try to drop it here. But how long were you struggling with all of these issues and feeling this way?
It's been long. Yeah. Probably a few years, maybe even longer. Yeah. Because life is so busy. Like I said, I'm very good at being engaged in my life, but I was realizing that it was taking more energy to keep stuff. Like I just couldn't keep it up anymore. I think that, and I had reached a point where I wasn't keeping it up very well. Okay. So that it was just like, this is really like, I am not enjoying this. And I knew, and it was getting worse. So what am I going to do? It's getting worse. I'm 55. I hope I want to live for a really long time and I have like hopes for myself. So I'm like, this is really, I'm headed in the wrong direction. That's it. So it had been years, but really bad. I'd say 6 months. It was, yeah. The time I called you, I was like almost near tears, desperate.
A
It
lot of
sucked.
women end up on a discovery call with me and end up in tears because of that, getting to this
Yeah.
place.
I almost cried
Yeah,
because
I
I was
think
just so desperate. You don't know what
you
to
don't
do.
feel good. You get
It's
to this
just,
place of metabolic chaos. You can't even handle stress
yes.
anymore, and you're trying everything, and you have chronic fatigue and no energy, and you feel bloated and not sexy. And you don't want your
Yeah.
spouse to touch you, and
It
it's like,
was,
not good.
it was horrible. Yeah. It's
Not good.
absolutely horrible. So like I said, if anyone's going through it, I can't recommend enough. Just like giving yourself the time and attention because it doesn't take long to get out of it.
I would love if you would share a little bit about what you tried prior to working with me. It could be diets,
Oh,
supplements, because
so I consider myself pretty knowledgeable. So I have done like I did bulletproof. I learned a lot in that. I've done keto cleanses, and I actually enjoy ketogenic diet. I find it easy for me. I'm not really not like a super carb person. As I said, I know when you start to go through the change, I noticed I was starting to need a little more carbs. And again, I was running 50 miles a week. Not anything crazy, but for most people, that's a lot. I knew I was out of balance. The balance was not there because it was showing in the fact that I was not sleeping. I was having all these problems. I've always eaten very clean, but there were things that you suggested that I had never thought of. And that is saying something. That is really to your credit because I have tried everything and I am not afraid of trying things. I am once I set my mind to something, I do it.
you're all in.
But you gave me suggestions that I have never thought of, and it blew me away, to be honest. So that really surprised me. And I feel like I have new tools in my toolbox now that are life changing because it was a very short period of time that I started to feel better. Right. So if I decide to go off the reservation, now I feel like I have lifelong tools to get myself back on track in a very short period of time. Personally, I'd rather just keep it up forever because I feel like doo-doo. It is not worth it. Especially, I do think some people, the more overloaded with toxins you've been, I think you become sort of a canary in the coal mine. And you just have to recognize that in yourself. If you are one of those people, take care of yourself and know that you're the canary. And so you're going to have to take care of the body to take care of the mind. And it's just how your life is going to be. And it's not a bad thing. You actually, I find it's been a blessing in disguise because I've aged better than most of my friends. I'm engaged in my life. I still usually feel like I have a lot of energy. So anyway, that's my spiel. But the suggestions you made, I had never thought of. And I read all the time. I've read hundreds of books. Have degrees. I've done all kinds of stuff. And I had never thought of them. And it was instant. Like days, I started to feel better.
Would you share those specific changes that you saw
Yes.
I guess, throw out all of your wins?
I had never thought of the FODMAP thing and getting rid of certain foods. And I have a feeling they were aggravating me because it was really, I think it might have been days. I started to feel like I was decompressing. My body was decompressing. And I was noticing that I was hungrier more and that I needed my meals. In a way, I always think like, oh my God, this is kind of a pain because I'm actually starving. And I used to be able to like not eat. And now I'm like, I need a good meal. I mean, I thank you for it because it is funny. Everybody in my family thinks it's wonderful that like, oh my God, look at what mom's eating. But really didn't feel like I need to eat. I was not hungry. So I think whatever you did with the removing foods, making the
Resetting.
diet consistent, the supplements too were phenomenal. They're phenomenal. And your suggestions are, again, I'm surprised that I had never thought of it because I think about this stuff and that you came up with this so quickly. So the first day you like fire these things at me, I'm like, okay. And I thought, I have never thought to do this. And My husband calls it the riverbank diet. He's like, you're probably supposed to be on like, because I'm Irish, he's not Irish. He can eat what he has a much more flexible metabolism. And he's like, you have to go to the riverbank, get your foods and put some salt on it and sit down and eat. So it was, I found myself very satisfied. Really, who cares what you're eating anyway if you're feeling better? It's not hard to do. The broth that you suggested making is so easy to make and so delicious. It's way better than buying broth. You have amazing recipes, amazing suggestions. Like the magnesium creams, never thought of it. That's great. All of the supplements I take, very manageable, but helps tremendously. And I'm just surprised I never thought of it. So within a week to feel better, within 2 weeks, I think this girl is onto something. Within like a month, I was already putting muscle on and I could just feel the changes taking place. And I started to trust when I would eat. So normally if I ate, I would get bloated. I have to go through this whole fucking process. This was like, I eat my meal, I move on with my day. I would feel good. I'd feel nourished and I still feel that way. So that's where I'm at. And I've tried a lot of things, done a lot of stuff. Lots of parasite cleanses. Yeah. Those are actually, I suggest those for people. It's really helpful. But again, I was really, really ill. So
you came to me, you were actually on a parasite cleanse. And I told you, I'm like, we really need to look at your body and your body's vitality, because if we just don't know what's going on inside and we're throwing all these herbs and things at it, we're completely changing our gut microbiome. We could be inflaming it. We could be doing worse things to our body. And if we don't have the vital reserves, and you had all the chronic fatigue, we had so much leaky gut where you weren't even absorbing and assimilating your nutrients. And we had so much healing and nourishing to build you back up. So you had the energy to train. So you started seeing it. So you started expanding your diet, because even so many of us, we cut all the foods out when we have gut issues. And while it does make you feel good initially, if we didn't do all of the healing aspects through our diet and our supplements and then lifestyle, then you wouldn't have been able to add the foods back in and heal. And I think that's a huge part, is we look at addressing a symptom. We have this, we're going to kill the parasites, or someone did probiotics, let's do this. But we have to look at the individual. And with you, we had detox pathways, liver with all the mercury and everything. And that thyroid, 20% of the conversions in your liver, that runs your metabolism.
Yeah. And that affects your hormones.
Exactly. And the conversion, and cholesterol's bad. Yeah, we need that too for all of our hormones. It converts to our estrogen, our progesterone, all of that. Right. So it's about our detox. And I would love if you would just list out all of those big wins we had, like acne gone.
It's almost gone.
Yeah. Throw all your wins out that we accomplished. I love this.
I'm just finishing my period. Could be TMI to people, but it is what it is. So I normally get really bad. I get really inflamed, and I had got one. It's almost gone. I was
one, and you're talking about one tiny little like acne piece, right?
It was a good, but it won't stick around. It's almost gone. Like, because I usually look like puffy. I don't know if it happens to other people, but it does with me. If that can go away, I'd be really happy. Just like to feel good every day. That's really what I'm looking for. And amazing every day, not just good. So that's gone. I've actually noticed my hair and my nails are better. The girl who does my nails, she's like, your nails are stronger. My skin has gotten much better. Like the complexion overall is better. My skin's looking younger. And this is only 3 months, right? It's not long. And I'm not young. So imagine if you're like younger and you're doing this. It'd be so much easier. My body's tired. Bloating, gone. My PMS symptoms, I felt a little tired. Nothing like I normally do. I couldn't even tell I'm like, I think I'm kind of feeling weird. That's gone. And I used to really feel really moody, really like anxious. I didn't have any of it. It was nothing. It just came and went. My muscles. I have to show you.
Show me. Throw look at the flexi. All right, throw it up. There you go. That's that sleeve moves more, so we can see. Look at your arms.
I know. And they were like sticks with like loose skin. The loose skin's gone. And that's 3 months. That's not long at all.
What about your gut issues? The running to the
bathroom? I'm sleeping. I sleep great. Yeah, I haven't had. I'm on wood. I don't have wood here. I have like plywood. But this, because not sleeping is really like being tortured, because then you have a whole long day ahead of you and you feel awful. Then you're having caffeine, then you're not sleeping. And I've been sleeping great. My energy is steady. Again, I feel like knocking on wood, but I haven't had any of that crazy like surging where I felt I was so anxious. I just kind of have steady energy all day. I sometimes forget to even have like my second cup of coffee because I'm just like, oh, I don't even need it. Where normally I would be hanging on thinking like, what time is it before I really need to get my caffeine in? And sometimes I would even have to have like 3 cups. Now it's, if I sometimes don't really need to. It's not like I'm needing it to survive. I still get 2 a day workout and I have plenty of energy for it. I love lifting, which I never did before. And my bowels, which I think we should talk about.
Yes. Let's talk about your bowels. We were running to the bathroom before and we had chronic
now
bloating.
it's just like it's not a big deal. Like, I usually go in the morning, that's my time. Sometimes in the afternoon if I have to. It's very normal. It's I don't feel like I've got stuff stuck in there. I think that's how I used to feel.
Yeah, not complete. I always say it's like you don't feel like you had a complete bowel movement.
Yeah, it doesn't happen. Oh, that's another thing where before my period I used to get terrible gas. Didn't happen this time.
What about your knee? So when you came to me, you had chronic knee pain all the time.
Well, that had just started. No, that had just started. That was probably really what pushed me over the edge, because I was like, and now my knee is like, I have been running 35 years and I've not, again, knock on wood, that I had never had any problems with my people. People would always say, oh, you're going to have knee problems. And I did not. But I had started to have knee trouble. And I really do think my whole body was just getting degenerated, to be honest. Just about 100%, not 100% yet, but it started to go away immediately. I'm still not pushing it because I don't want to hurt it, but I'm forgetting about it, which is really great. Like it was swollen. It was so gross. It was like chubby. Oh, I was really falling apart. And then now it's better. But I also don't run as much.
You're back to running now. And I remember the knee pain you said is almost completely gone now.
Yeah. And it's great because there's certain things I do that I really aggravated. And I realized yesterday, I was like, I forgot that I had knee pain. So it must be it's almost better. So I'm really like thrilled about that too. And the Dr. Doug's, is that it?
Yeah. I love my Dr. Doug's.
Yeah. It's so great. You have so many great suggestions and they're tremendous things like I said, I had never thought of. And it was so wonderful to have someone just say, okay, here's what you're going to do, and have it work.
Not looking at the individual. Everyone's body is so different. And that's what, to me, that's so important. How has this impacted your quality of life going from, no energy with all these gut issues, skin issues, losing
everybody in my family's happier with me being happy. So my husband noticed in me, he's like, you seem a lot happier. I thought I was hiding it pretty good, but I guess I wasn't.
Me too.
I know. I said, I thought it seemed like I was trying to, he's like, no, you really do. And I've noticed just, when you don't feel well, even if you are hiding it, who wants to drag people down? I had been sick for so long. You get to a point that you're just so friggin' sick of saying stuff to people. You just got it out.
Yeah.
But I don't even have to do that. Now, like, I feel like I'm just ready for anything. That's basically what I feel like. I can do anything at any time. As long as I get a good night's sleep, which I've been getting, I'm pretty much ready to go. Yeah. I enjoy eating more, which I have a family full of guys, so it's a big deal with them to eat. And it's nice to be able to partake and not think like, oh, my stomach is going to be sick. What's going to happen to me? And we travel a lot. Like, we're away almost every weekend for my son for sports, and haven't had to worry about it. It's just been wonderful. I've been through gut issues. Just think to yourself like, okay, so I have to bring like a pair of fat pants in case like my stomach blows up.
The jogging pants will still hurt you if you're bloated, because that's how bad it can get.
It's horrible. It's really,
it's like nothing can touch you when the bloating becomes so intense. Then it's like you don't want anyone to touch you.
No, exactly. I would look a couple months pregnant at least, maybe even 3. And you just think to yourself, like, you can't even suck it in. It's not sucking it in. It's just uncomfortable. You feel uncomfortable. You look on. So I have this wardrobe full of like actual size and then like accommodating for my stomach size. It's just, I haven't had to really think about all that. Yeah. It's been really great. And it was very quick. So, I could only encourage anyone to just to give it a try, because the turnaround for me was, I didn't expect to feel it so quickly. I'm pretty good at being patient because I've been through so much. But I was amazed that it was so quick that I started to feel better. Really amazed. And I hadn't thought of it. And also, you really do care.
I love you.
Yeah, you really do. And I really feel that.
Thank you.
So I appreciate it.
No,
It was nice to have someone care about me.
Oh, you know what? That's what I say is you. I even told you this. I said you do everything for everyone else. You need to have someone do something for you. You need the pressure taken off of you because you deserve it. And
it was so nice.
True.
It was so nice. You did for me what I usually do for my sons. Like, oh, Mom, I need to gain 20 pounds. Oh, Mom, I need to lose. And I'm really good at crafting things like that for healthy young men. But I was just at a point, I couldn't even take my own advice. I was just like, I don't even know what to do. So it was so wonderful. And you have made it very clear and easy. It's very doable. So
seriously, babe, like your story, looking back at all this, it's so inspiring. It truly is. You overcame so many things, the mercury poisoning, the perimenopause weight gain, the acne, chronic fatigue. Now
the acne too. Oh God, I know.
The acne's gone. The bloating is gone. We have regular bowel movement.
I'm like, maybe I'm going to be perfect now.
No, we're transforming the body, and we're in an uphill place.
I always say that I'm going to be perfect soon. I always say that to my husband. Oh, maybe next week I'll be perfect. Of course, that's so stupid, but it's just funny. I mean, we're all trying. I'm always going to try, right? Because is part of life. Like, I put my all into it. And even if I wasn't pulling it off very well, at least I was in it and trying. And that it was wonderful to try and have it actually work. You're such a good coach. You live what you talk. Like I said, just having someone care about you, like, and making it so easy. It was just it was wonderful. It's such a treat to give myself. So anyway, that's my spiel.
I have one final question. If someone was in your shoes and they were struggling with either gut issues, hormones, or any health issues, what advice would you give them?
First of all, one of the things I say is I wouldn't run to my doctor. I know maybe people think you should, but I just don't. I think
people here are going in the different direction sometimes.
Yeah, you think that that's going to work. God bless you, but it's probably not. Well, I would tell them to call you and reach out to you and get started right away, because it doesn't take and you have suggestions that I had never thought of. I have been doing this for 35 years. I have been at this. I have done vegan. I've done all, my younger days, I tried all kinds of things because I was also overweight, basically obese. So I have had a very long journey. And within days, I started to feel better. And that's really something. I even thought maybe, I'll feel a little bit worse, because sometimes when you're healing yourself, you do go through a feeling worse phase. I didn't go through that. It was like instantaneous. I started to feel better. And I've watched a lot of your interviews, and most people start to feel better right away. And I've thought to myself, it's probably not going to be me, but I'm in this. But really, in a very short period of time, I started to feel better, and it's so worth it. Just that alone. And then you learn all these tools that you've never thought of. And again, I know a lot. I've done a lot of stuff, and I learned stuff. So that I would say call and DM. I DM'd you, I think.
I think you did both. But we got in contact because then I talked to you. That runs my business.
But it's so worth it. And also, I have to say that your workouts are phenomenal. I've been working out for a very long time, and I have never thought of some of these exercises. So that is also worth it. I've done CrossFit, lifting, all kinds of videos. I'm a big video person because when my kids were young, I did it at home. And you have workouts that change up. I've learned a lot about my body and lifting. I put muscle on much quicker than I have in other programs. I mean, I don't think it's just diet. I was young when I did these programs. And the suggestions you have change, and they're things I would never have thought of. I'm amazed that you came up with them. They hit every spot.
My OCD.
I know.
Put it towards good work. My Virgo OCD, I put towards good work.
You do, exactly. It's wonderful. You can tell by looking at you, obviously, you know what you're doing. They really are phenomenal. I mean, even your books, I've gotten, like the downloads, I did those too. Those workouts are phenomenal as well. It's really worth it. You will learn. I've learned so much about myself. It's been great. And the app is so easy to use. I am not good at computers. I will tell people. I probably need like a class like elderly people need, because I don't use a computer. I don't even like sitting in front of them. But the app is so easy to use. It is basically spoon feeds you what you need to do. And the tracking my macros, so easy. If I can do it, I mean, anyone can do it.
Well, seriously, you are truly, thank you so much for coming on here today, because your story,
I hope it helps people. I really do.
It is going to. It already
I really do.
has helped someone hopping on here today. I know it is, because your mindset just is a mindset of growth. It's overcoming an obstacle, never letting anything hold you back, showing women that you can transform your body at any age, and you're showing
can you
women
imagine
that you do it's gaining your health back.
It's not like I was always slim. I was like heavy, but you can start your journey and you're in it. And just starting changes your mindset and how you approach your life. And the more you grow, the more you start to see every problem that way. It's just kind of like, I'm going to handle this. I'm going to figure this out. So though I was struggling with this latest problem, and I had Elizabeth help me, and I wouldn't have thought of these things. I have to tell you, the things that you came up with, I think I may have spun my wheels. So I was really lucky that I had the good sense to call. It really helped.
I'm so grateful you came in.
So I really hope it helps people, and I hope people help themselves. And you're a great coach.
Oh, I love you.
Obviously live every ounce of what you say, and it's so obvious. So,
well, seriously, thank you.
I knew when I met you, I was like, I teach my kids the way you do, and I felt like I was doing what I do for my children, because they're all athletes, to help them do things. But you even took it further on the apps and stuff. And you put so much passion into it. It's so obvious, and it's really wonderful and worth every penny.
Oh, well, thank you so much for joining us today. And
thank you.
To have you. I love you, babe. This transformation is proof that real change is possible. Whether you've been struggling with weight loss, battling low energy and cravings, or feeling stuck in frustration, it's never too late to turn things around. And you can do this too. If you're tired of starting over, frustrated with slow progress, or just ready to feel in control and confident with your health and in your body, our 90-day whole body transformation is here to guide you step by step. This isn't about quick fixes or extreme plans. It's about learning how to fuel your body so cravings don't control you, building strength and muscle with workouts that you actually enjoy, and addressing the root causes like gut and hormone imbalances so that you can finally see real permanent progress. Click the link in the description so you can learn how you can lose fat and keep it off for good, feel energized and confident in your body, and finally achieve results that last.